Examples include myths of Nzambi among the Congo people, who is considered the creator god. Southeast Africa. Southeast Bantu creation myths also frequently feature a high god, often associated with the sky or heavens. Myths from this region may emphasize the separation of sky and earth as a key event in creation, establishing the world as it is known. Watch this story in full. Subscribe, comment and like my channel. Green Mythology, for mythology and history. Gateway to the captivating worlds of ancient myth. Now watch the story in full please. Bantu mythology represents a rich tapestry of beliefs and traditions shared by the diverse Bantu peoples inhabiting a vast area of Africa, spanning central, southeast, and southern regions. While encompassing a wide array of distinct cultures and societies, Bantu mythologies exhibit common threads and recurring themes, reflecting a shared linguistic and ancestral heritage. Bantu-speaking peoples constitute a major ethno-linguistic group in Africa, distributed across a wide belt south of the Sahara. Their mythologies are diverse and complex, encompassing various themes such as creation, the origin of death, the relationship between humans and the divine, and the significance of ancestors and spirits. Below is an overview of Bantu mythology, incorporating key aspects and regional variations from Central, Southeast, and Southern Africa. Creation myths. Across Bantu cultures, creation myths explain the origins of the world, humanity, and important aspects of life and death. These myths often feature a supreme creator deity, sometimes distant and uninvolved in daily affairs, and other lesser divinities or spirits who play more active roles in the world. Central Africa. In some Central African Bantu traditions, creation is attributed to a supreme being who may be known by various names depending on the specific group. These creator deities often bring the world into existence through thought, word, or physical action, sometimes from a primordial void or chaos. Examples include myths of Nzambi among the Congo people, who is considered the creator god. Southeast Africa. Southeast Bantu creation myths also frequently feature a high god, often associated with the sky or heavens. Myths from this region may emphasize the separation of sky and earth as a key event in creation, establishing the world as it is known. Among some groups, Mulungu is recognized as a creator figure. Southern Africa. Southern Bantu mythologies, including those of the Zulu and Xhosa, often depict creation as emerging from a primordial swamp or darkness, Ubumnyama in Zulu. Unkulunkulu in Zulu tradition is a significant creator figure, often described as the first man, who brought humanity and cattle into being. These myths often detail the emergence of life and order from chaos. The supreme being and divinities. Bantu mythologies generally recognize a supreme creator deity, though the degree of their involvement in the world varies. Alongside the supreme being, there is often a pantheon of other divinities, spirits, and ancestral figures who are more directly involved in human affairs and the natural world. Supreme Being. The Supreme Being is often seen as remote and transcendent, having created the world but now largely detached from its daily workings. They may be appealed to in times of great crisis, but day-to-day religious life often focuses on more accessible spirits and ancestors. Names for the Supreme Being vary widely, including Nzambi, Mulungu, Leza, and Unkulunkulu. Divinities and spirits. These lesser powers are more actively engaged in the world, influencing natural phenomena, human fortunes, and community life. They can include nature spirits associated with specific places like rivers, mountains, or forests, spirits of animals, and disease or healing spirits. These entities often act as intermediaries between humans and the Supreme Being. Examples include Mwari, a significant deity in Shona mythology, associated with rain and fertility, and various ancestor spirits who are believed to intercede on behalf of their living descendants. Ancestor Veneration. Ancestor veneration is a central feature of Bantu religious life and mythology. Ancestors are believed to remain actively involved in the lives of the descendants, offering guidance, protection, and blessings, but also capable of causing misfortune if neglected or disrespected. Importance of ancestors. Ancestors are seen as intermediaries between the living and the spirit world. Maintaining good relations with ancestors is crucial for individual and community well-being. This involves rituals, offerings, prayers, and remembrance. Types of ancestors. Different categories of ancestors may be recognized, such as lineage ancestors, clan ancestors, or royal ancestors, each with specific roles and responsibilities. Recently deceased ancestors may be considered more immediately involved in family affairs, while more distant ancestors represent broader lineage or community identity. Rituals and practices. Ancestor veneration practices vary but often include rituals performed at family shrines or gravesites, offerings of food and drink, and prayers for guidance and protection. Divination may be used to communicate with ancestors and discern their will. Important life events, such as births, marriages, and deaths, are often marked by rituals involving ancestor spirits. Spirits and the spirit world. Bantu mythologies feature a complex spirit world populated by various types of spirits, beyond ancestors, that interact with the human world. These spirits can be benevolent, malevolent, or neutral, and understanding and interacting with them is a significant aspect of Bantu religious practice. Nature spirits. Spirits associated with natural features like rivers, trees, mountains, and forests are common. These spirits are often seen as guardians of the domains and must be treated with respect. Offerings or rituals may be performed to appease or request favors from nature spirits. Animal spirits. Certain animals may be considered sacred or associated with particular spirits or ancestors. Totemism, where clans or lineages have a special connection to a specific animal, is present in some Bantu cultures. Animal spirits can act as messengers, guides, or protectors. Other spirits. This category can include spirits of disease, spirits of misfortune, or trickster spirits. These spirits may be responsible for negative events in human life and require specific rituals or interventions to manage or appease. Morality and ethics. Bantu mythologies often embed moral and ethical codes, guiding behavior and social interactions. Myths and folktales frequently illustrate moral lessons, the consequences of wrongdoing, and the importance of community values. Communalism and Ubuntu. Many Bantu societies emphasize communalism and the concept of Ubuntu in southern Africa, which highlights interconnectedness, empathy, and social harmony. Myths and stories often reinforce these values, showing the importance of cooperation, generosity, and respect for others. Moral tales. Folktales and myths often feature characters who face moral dilemmas, and their choices and outcomes serve as lessons for listeners. These stories can teach about honesty, respect for elders, the dangers of greed or selfishness, and the importance of fulfilling social obligations. Consequences of actions. Bantu mythologies often stress the interconnectedness of actions and consequences, both in this life and in the afterlife or in relation to ancestral spirits. Wrongdoing can bring misfortune, illness, or social disruption, while virtuous behavior is rewarded with blessings and prosperity. Rituals and ceremonies. Rituals and ceremonies are integral to Bantu religious life, serving to connect with spirits and ancestors, mark important life events, maintain social order, and ensure well-being. Life cycle rituals. Rites of passage mark significant transitions in life, such as birth, initiation into adulthood, marriage, and death. These rituals often involve symbolic actions, offerings, and teachings that integrate individuals into their new social roles and connect them with ancestral traditions. Healing and divination. Traditional healers and diviners play important roles in Bantu communities, using spiritual knowledge and practices to diagnose and treat illnesses, resolve conflicts, and predict the future. Divination may involve communicating with spirits or ancestors to gain insights. Agricultural and seasonal rituals. Many Bantu societies are agrarian, and rituals are performed to ensure successful harvests, appease nature spirits, and mark the changing seasons. These ceremonies may involve offerings, dances, and prayers for rain, fertility, and protection of crops. Regional variations. While Bantu mythologies share common features, significant regional and local variations exist due to the vast geographical distribution and diverse cultural histories of Bantu-speaking peoples. Central Africa. Mythologies in this region are highly diverse, influenced by rainforest environments and interactions with neighboring groups. They often feature complex pantheons of deities and spirits, and elaborate initiation rituals. Examples include the Cuba creation myth featuring Mbombo, the vomiting creator. Southeast Africa. Mythologies here show influences from pastoralist traditions and interactions with East African cultures. Cattle often play a significant symbolic role, and ancestor veneration is highly developed. The concept of Ubuntu is particularly prominent in this region. Myths of origin often tie communities to specific landscapes and ancestral figures. Southern Africa. Southern Bantu mythologies, including those of the Zulu, Xhosa, and Sotho-Tswana, have been shaped by interactions with Khoisan groups and historical developments like the rise of powerful kingdoms. These mythologies often feature heroic figures, complex cosmologies, and elaborate systems of divination and healing. The Zulu Unkulunkulu myth is a prominent example of a Southern Bantu creation narrative. Influence and contemporary relevance. Bantu mythologies have deeply influenced the cultures, arts, and worldviews of millions of people across Africa. Despite the impact of colonialism and globalization, many traditional beliefs and practices persist, often syncretized with other religions or adapted to modern contexts. Syncretism. In many areas, Bantu mythologies have interacted and blended with Christianity and Islam, resulting in syncretic religious forms. Traditional spirits and ancestors may be reinterpreted within new religious frameworks, or traditional rituals may be adapted to coexist with newer religious practices. Cultural expression. Bantu mythologies continue to inspire contemporary art, literature, music, and performance. Traditional stories and characters are reinterpreted and reimagined in modern forms of cultural expression, maintaining their relevance and vitality. Contemporary practice. Ancestor veneration and belief in spirits remain important aspects of life for many Bantu people today. Traditional healers and diviners continue to play significant roles in healthcare and community well-being. Bantu mythologies provide frameworks for understanding the world, morality, and human existence that continue to resonate in contemporary African societies. In conclusion, Bantu mythology is a rich and diverse system of beliefs that reflects the history, cultures, and environments of Bantu-speaking peoples across Africa. While diverse in their specific expressions, these mythologies share common themes and values, highlighting the interconnectedness of humanity, nature, and the spirit world. They continue to shape cultural identities and practices in contemporary Africa, demonstrating the enduring power of myth and tradition. For further exploration, you can research specific Bantu cultures and their mythologies, such as Zulu mythology, Congo mythology, Shona mythology, and others, to delve deeper into regional variations and unique narratives. You can use search terms like Zulu creation myth, Congo deities, Shona ancestor veneration, to find more specific information. You might also find academic resources and books on African mythology that provide more detailed analysis and context.